Hey, beautiful people. Hi, friends. I hope this finds you feeling good and doing well. And I mean, if it finds you just feeling okay and or not feeling okay, I also really honor that because it's real. You know what I mean? I also really honor and welcome that. So, hey, Jackie, good to see you here. Hi, hi, hi. So I'm coming on and making this video because I'm just coming off of a week and a half full of a lot of awesome, awesome experiences and awesome events as part of New York City's Climate Week, which was the biggest climate week to date that the city's ever done. So what is Climate Week? Climate Week is this week-long programming all around climate change. So everything from conferences and events to workshops to festivals and marketplaces and just anyone and everyone who's working on climate change coming together and offering up what they're working on, whether it's the science and the policy or the civil society and taking care of communities or the activism and the advocacy, just everyone coming together and sharing what's going on. So it was dope. It was a really good week, a really full, fruitful week. And, you know, like I said, it's the biggest week of programming that they've had to date. And, you know, that's really a reflection of the city's commitment to this topic of climate change. And it's also really a reflection of just how present this topic is in the world, in society, and in our collective consciousness. And that's great. You know what I mean? Like awareness, advocacy, this is absolutely what we need to address this issue. You know, because if we're all asleep to the reality of climate change, then nothing's going to get done. We're going to just keep on with business as usual. And this issue of the climate crisis is just going to persist. But let's also be real about the other side of that coin, because especially in the way, you know, in the world that we live, the way that media operates, and then also just the intensity of this topic, receiving wave after wave of information about climate change can also be kind of counterproductive to this whole issue, right? If like getting hit with a tsunami of information about the climate crisis and all of its systemic implications can have this counter effect of also being overwhelming. It can be debilitating, you know, and again, it's existential, right? Like we're learning that our way of life is killing life. You know, like that's even as I said that, I felt it in my heart, you know, it's a real thing. Hey, Giovanni, welcome. So what do we do with that, right? What do we do with the fact that we need to be aware and awake to the issue of the climate crisis, but the way that information about the climate crisis is being presented to us through the media, through this age of information, and the fact that it's such a deep, heavy, existential topic, you know, it can be really debilitating and confusing and can kind of put us, and it's also huge, right? So then there's these questions of me as Liz, you as an individual, like what's our role in this whole thing? What do we do? You know? And while I certainly don't have all of the answers, I do know that on a personal level, some things that need to be brought into the mix is a whole systems approach to exploring this topic and figuring out our own unique roles in it. So that means bringing the mind, the body, the heart, and the soul into the equation. And doing so in a loving, supportive community setting. Because let's be real, this topic, it hits on all facets of life. From the physical ways that we use energy, we eat food, we transport ourselves, but then also to the moral and the spiritual sides of things. right? Like if our way of life is killing life, like what does that mean for our story of the American dream? Or this story of the industrial, this industrial age of economic growth that we live in, or what does it mean for our relationship, the way that we relate to the earth, the land that we live on, our families, our lineage, our history, and then each other as community members in this together. So we didn't become moral beings on our own, so we certainly can't, explore these questions by ourselves either. So the other piece that I know is really important to this exploration, to this conversation, is coming together in community. And a loving, supportive community where we can really do this deep, beautiful healing work together of equipping ourselves with knowledge, connecting with our hearts and our values, figuring out what it means to take embodied action for us as unique individuals, and then nourishing all of that, sustaining all of that through soul work. So that's what, this is what's been flowing through me a lot over the last, couple of years. And in particular, I've been, developing and creating and putting together offerings to create space where we can come together in community and do this really beautiful work. So I'm super, super excited to share that this October, I'm going to be doing a 4-week program that offers exactly that, community space that take a deep dive into this topic of sustainability and really integrate it into your life, specifically for you, your unique role in this time of change, really figuring out what that means for you and taking steps to do that. So it's an all online program, one part education, so there will be materials on the platform and all that good stuff. And then we'll have weekly calls to do experiential exercises and really get more into the nitty gritty of it. And then tomorrow, what I'm going to be doing is a free webinar to kind of give folks a taste of this heart-based approach to sustainability. So it'll be about an hour long. Do I have it for an hour? Yeah, I think it's going to be an hour and a half. I have to relook at it. But it's tomorrow at 11 a.m. New York City time, which I know works for some people, doesn't work for others. If it doesn't work for you, still sign up because I'll send you the recording afterwards. But it's going to be really, really cool, an opportunity to just like touch into what a heart-based approach to sustainability looks like. And then there will also be an opportunity to pick my brain a bit about this 4-week program and get a better sense of if it's a good fit for you or not. So yeah, so that's, what's going on in my world. Those are the things that are alive for me. And I'm really grateful to you for tuning in and being my people and caring about this topic in this world and showing up for it. I think so often we don't give ourselves enough credit for that, and we don't give each other enough credit for that. It's like this understandably so really like angry, righteous energy that often is coupled with advocacy or with promoting awareness around these topics, like you should care about this, which I get, you know what I mean, because it's it's real, right? Like we've shifted from the term climate change to climate crisis for a reason, because our house is on fire, right? Like there is an urgency, a real legit urgency. And it's a long-term thing, right? Like climate change isn't something where we're going to just kind of, bada bing, bada boom, put this policy in place, get that program going, and then it's going to be resolved. This is something that's going to be with us throughout our entire life. And like I've been sharing and saying throughout this video, it's tough, it's a tough topic to engage with consistently. So if you are choosing to continue to show up to this topic, I want to send you just the most sincere, heartfelt gratitude for doing so, and just let you know that you're not alone in it, and let you know that I see you, and encourage us all to see each other a bit more in that regards. Because I truly, truly believe that we need this heart-based approach to really go far with this topic and with the change that's being called from us at this time. So thanks so much for tuning in and being here with me and just connecting. You know where to find me. You can like send me a Facebook message, or hit me up in whatever way you'd like to if you want to connect on this more. Webinar tomorrow, 11 a.m., 4-week course starting on October 13th. So thank you so much. Sending you so much love for your day. All right, take care.